Hey guys, it's Cosmic Cubing, and in this video, these are going to be tips on improving in 4x4. So 4x4 is similar to a 3x3 because it's pretty much a 3x3 and a 6x6 mixed together. Actually, never mind. So really how 4x4 works is you solve the white center and yellow center. Well, you can actually start with any center. I start with white center or yellow center. You solve these two, and then you solve F3L, which is F3E, sorry, which is first three edges. You solve any three edges on the white or yellow side, or whichever center you're starting with. Finish the centers, solve the last edge, and solve all the edges, and then solve like a 3x3. You can get parity, which looks like this. You see, in a possible case on a 3x3, where only one edge is flipped. That doesn't happen on a 3x3. It's a pretty long algorithm, but this is not a 4x4 tutorial. This is just going to be tips on improving. So average around 105, a minute 5 seconds for 4x4, which is not bad. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I'll show you a few solves on 4x4 so you can see around what it should look like. And then we'll get started with these tips. Okay, so I'll do a few solves on it, not a lot, just enough so you can see what it would look like. So look ahead is a pretty big thing, and that was a very bad example for look ahead. So you can see I paused a lot. Okay, so this is a terrible solve. Let's make this the bad example. So what it would look like for a bad solve. This was just unlucky. And Olo parity really slows down your solves. Especially if you get really bad look ahead and then double parity. So that was a 1 minute 14 second solve. So it was a pretty bad solve, actually. So I'm just going to scramble this up. I'm pretty slow with scrambling. Here, let's move this over. Okay, that's better. Okay, let's inspect. Oh my gosh, why am I getting such bad solves while I'm recording? And of course my laptop is dying. This video is just not going as planned. Let's do one more. Hopefully it's actually decent, because I thought I had PLO parity when I didn't. So, like, sometimes you think you have parity, but in reality you don't. That's what happened during that solve. That's what made it so slow. Here. What just happened? The scramble just went away. It copied the solve. Sometimes, like, CS Timer thinks I solved, but I actually didn't. That's really weird. I'll delete that. Okay, so let's... Okay, this is actually pretty lucky. Okay, that's better. So that was a 108. So that's better. So as you can see, look ahead is a major thing with 4x4, and even with 3x3. Like when you're solving, I'll do a 3x3 solve. Also, like for 3x3, it's just good cross solution. And just really good F12 look ahead. Right? That was a 17-second solve. Really, it's just look ahead for a lot of puzzles. And for bigger puzzles, it's like how fast you can turn the cube and stuff. Yeah, so let's get into the tip. Okay, so I hope those solves kind of gave you an idea of the range for 4x4. Here, one second, I need to plug in my charger. My phone's low on power, so I'm trying to charge it. Okay, so, yeah, those solves should give you an idea of the time range that I'm recommending it for. It might even be for if you want to improve. Even if you average sub 1 minute, these might be helpful still, but I'm more toward the sub 1 minute 10-second range, maybe sub 120. So sub 110 was not a hard obstacle to beat. I just needed to learn better edge pairing, and that's really it. So the edge pairing I use is, I think, 3-2-3 edge pairing. So, yeah. Here's an example solve now. So I'll be doing a lot of solves. And so also here, I usually start with the white or yellow cross or center. So I see yellow center would actually be a very good choice. I can preserve this by doing this kind of move. So I will be doing a U prime, D prime, and then moving this up. So then I preserve this and insert that bar, which pretty much gets these two next to each other. So I'll do this and then make the center. Now I can see I have this edge pair. I can bring that in. I can see here, I can flip this edge, make it in, put it in. Then this one, bring that in. So, and now I can see I'll probably start with red center. Next after red is green. And then we have orange, which also solves blue. And then I bring these next to each other, pair them up, bring it in. So the edge pairing is actually the fastest part for me. So what I do is a slice. I'm going to start with blue-red. I'm going to bring in this edge, because you see if I slice back, it solves it. I have green and orange. That edge is right here, so I just need to do the edge flipping algorithm. Then this one, an insert. On slice, we have 3 in. Here, I can see this top edge is orange and yellow. The orange and yellow center is right here. Then I can slice, solve that, replace it. So that's pretty much all this edge pairing really is. It's very quick. I already have all the edges paired. Now, I see I have this F12 pair I can make, followed by this F12 pair that I see. I can see I have this one, which is just a triple sexy move. And then this one right there. Olo parity, I can see that I'm actually going to be getting where we have 2 headlights right here. When I do the parity algorithm, oh, I didn't actually thought I was going to get that. Wow, okay. Here I have just an R-perm, and I do not have parity because R-perm swaps these 2 pieces in these 2 corners. And there we go. So that's kind of a 4x4 example solve. Now the tips for it are starting with the centers. Now, influencing other centers is not something I use every day in my solves. I don't do it all the time. I'm pretty quick with my centers. I can usually finish them in 6 to 7 seconds. So 6 to 7 second range, you know. So first of all, what I always do is I plan out my first center and inspection. So I look at the yellow pieces and the white pieces, and I figure out, okay, which one is easier to make first. I can see it'll be white. I can do an R, wide U, then a normal U2 and wide R. So R, wide U, U2, wide R. I can find a way to influence the centers. So here, what I can see is I have these 2 pieces, which I can just do an L, wide U prime, bring that in, and then solve the center. So nothing too exciting there. All you need to do is plan out your first center inspection. I might do a separate video on that, but you guys might have an idea on how to do it if you average a little under sub 120 maybe. But really, all you need to do is look at it, and then it's pretty easy to figure it out. I'm not going to explain it all here. I'll do a separate video on that, but plan your first center inspection at least. That might bring your times down maybe a few seconds, which can be a lot. Next, for the edges. Look ahead is major here. I'm pretty bad with look ahead on the edges. I still struggle with it. But sometimes you might get lucky where you have an edge already made and you can bring it in. But see if you have any other edges around that you can bring in and then save a few seconds. So I can see I have this edge right here. So I'll bring that out there, which sets it up there so I can bring in this edge. So see if you can do anything when inserting a already solved edge. Because here, what I can do is bring this in and then find my other edge while I'm bringing it in. So I can see I have these 2 wine green edges here. Bring that in, which allows me to plan my last edge. Okay, so right there, look ahead is major there. That's all I can really say for the edges. Don't do the dandelion thing, you know, where you do this cross on the yellow center and stuff. Don't do that. Oh, I forgot to say, if you want to improve, I recommend using Yao. It just is so much easier. Okay? Don't do the flower thing where you bring the edges down afterwards. That wastes so much time. Just do the cross on the white center. Dandelion is not a good way to do it. Okay? So, next is the centers. Only solve 3 edges, don't solve the 4th edge. Unless you have a way to preserve it when doing centers, I can't. Next, I quickly look at the centers and see which one is closest being solved. I can see red possibly, but yeah, red is probably closest because I can solve it by bringing this centerpiece here and bringing it in. But I also see I have this here. I'm going to preserve this by doing a U2, which allows me to bring it in just like that. Now, this is not in the right place. So I can bring it in like that, and look at that. We have that in. So I'm going to bring my cross down and then make it. Okay. Next center is bring the cross down. I can see I can bring this in, bring cross down, do an F prime, and then bring it in. That can take me under 10 seconds. For the last cross piece, nothing too exciting here, bring them in. You could do the where you slice, flip it, and unslice. But I'm not going to do that, actually. Instead, if you have like that, then do it. But if you have this, don't flip the edge, slice, flip, unslice. Instead, just slice it so you can pair it up, bring it to the top with RUR prime, and unslice. And there you go. Okay. Oh, wait. I messed up my cross. Oops, sometimes that happens. Wait. What did I do? Red, green, There we go. Okay, sometimes I have my centers wrong. But once you have the cross, you can see we have blue, red, green, orange. Next is the edges. Look ahead for edges is probably biggest here. I'm pretty decent with it. So first, I see I have almost 3 edges paired. So I'm going to slice so that these are out. And then I can pair up the edge. So really just look ahead with your edges. So I'm going to mess up the edges. So first, what I'm going to look for is see if I have any edges that are close to being solved. So here, I can see we have this, but this won't really help me too much. Instead, I'm going to look at this. I can see I have red, green, and the other red, green edge. So I'm going to slice first, and bring this edge in, because I use 3-2-3 edge pairing. If you don't know it, I'll do a tutorial on that later with other 4x4 stuff. I'm not going to do a full tutorial on 3-2-3 edge pairing right now. I'll do that in a separate video. But if you guys already know 3-2-3 edge pairing, it is, you guys might get an idea of in this video. But you can see, slice, I have this in, this piece is also in. So I look for the red and yellow edge, which is actually right here. So what a coincidence, it's already paired, because if I slice back, it'll be paired. The last one is orange and yellow, which is right here. So I'll just flip the edge and bring it back. So look ahead for your edges is very important when doing 4x4, because edges, even though they take the least amount of time, they can still affect your times if you have big pauses. Sometimes you'll have an edge already in, so I replace it with another pair and then look for that one. So I always do the top one. There it is. Slice, slice, and I can see that if I do a slice, flip, and unslice, they'll be paired. Okay, so look ahead is mainly all I'm saying during this. Okay, I can't really think of other ways besides influencing other centers if you can. Planning your first center inspection, I'll do a tutorial on that along with 3-2-3 edge pairing. And lastly, 3x3 stage. This actually kind of takes the longest time because of parity. So I always do my F2L first, like always. If you do RU or ZZ, you know, do your method. You can possibly still get parity. I don't know. But just normal F2L or whatever you do. Blocks, you know. I did not get OLL parity. And I did the wrong OLL. And PLL parity, don't think I did. Let's see. I think this is a G perm. I did not get parity, but you can, so here's what the parity algorithm looks like. It looks like this, flipped edge. See, it takes a while. There's this one. Where you have these swapped edges. And lastly, we have this one. If you have it like this, where all these are matched up. If you have this, where they're opposite where they need to be. There you go. So really, look ahead is major. That's all I can really say for if you want to improve. Improve your look ahead. Maybe if you use like reduction, switch to Yao. It saves a lot of time with edges and stuff. And learn the edge pairing method, which I'll do a tutorial on later. And also, I mentioned a critique in my last video. I'm trying just to have schoolwork and also have family coming over. So I won't be able to do that. I'll try again as soon as possible. I have a better idea that I think I'll do. Since it's an average of 5, I'll be doing 5 different videos. All one after the other. So I'll do the first solve first, because doing a 5 solve video will be a really long video, and I think I will do a 5-part video for it. I think it'll work best that way. Should not take as long to get out. I'll try getting that video out by the end of in a few days. So yeah, those are kind of tips on improving in 4x4. I hope this video is helpful. If it wasn't, comment anything that you think I could improve on. I would really appreciate that. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more. Bye guys.